What do you know about global warming? Have you imagined global warming and what could happen? If you're not directly threatened by sea level rise, or have water shortages due to wildfires, how will you know exactly what's going on? Sites like Climate Central create maps that show which parts of the world could be submerged due to sea level rise. So, as the planet continues to warm, and pollution continues unabated, what cities around the world could find themselves underwater as early as 2030? According to the climate maps based on the 2021 IPCC report, it can be said that these 9 cities will not exist after 2030 if the climate problem continues to swell. A lot can change between now and 2030. We can build flood defenses, adapt our cities, and ideally, take dramatic action to stop global warming. But if it doesn't, here are the possible consequences. 9 cities that could find themselves entirely, or in large part, underwater within a decade. 1. Amsterdam, Netherlands. There is a reason why they are called the Low Countries. Amsterdam and the cities of Rotterdam and The Hague lie at a low, flat elevation and are close to the North Sea. The Dutch are famous for their flood defenses, and given these sea level forecasts, it appears that the country's system of levees, dams and gates will become even more important in the coming years. 2. Basra, Iraq. The main port city of Basra in Iraq lies on the Shatt al-Arab, a huge and wide river that flows into the Persian Gulf. Accordingly, Basra and its surrounding areas are particularly vulnerable to sea level rise. 3. New Orleans, USA. The city is characterized by a system of dams that protect it from the floods of Lake Maupas in the north and from Lake Salvador and Little Lake in the south. Without these defenses, New Orleans would be seriously threatened by rising sea levels, but even with these defenses, the damage appears catastrophic. 4. Venice, Italy. Venice faces a double threat. Sea levels are rising and the city itself is sinking by 2 millimeters each year. The Venetian capital has already been hit by severe flooding, and climate change and global warming are likely to increase the frequency of high tides that inundate it. Like New Orleans, Venice has a system of flood defense systems, but as the crisis worsens, it will be difficult, and expensive, to maintain. 5. Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. The city is under increasing threat along the Mekong River. While downtown Ho Chi Minh City is unlikely to find itself underwater by 2030, it will almost certainly be more vulnerable to floods and tropical storms. 6. Kolkata, India. Much of West Bengal has thrived for centuries due to its lush landscapes, but as climate maps show, this has become a major cause for concern in Kolkata and its surrounding areas. 7. Bangkok, Thailand. A 2020 study found that Bangkok may be the city hardest hit by global warming in the short term. The Thai capital is only 1.5 meters above sea level, and like Venice, it is sinking, about 2 to 3 centimeters per year. 8. Georgetown, Guyana. For centuries, Guyana's capital, Georgetown, has relied on seawalls, or, more accurately, a giant 280-mile seawall, to protect against storms, because most of the shoreline lies between 0.5 and 1 meter below high tide. 9. Savannah, USA. Savannah, Georgia is in a hurricane hotspot, but even without extreme weather events, you can see the historic city swallowed up by the sea on all sides. The Savannah River in the north and the Chi River in the south can flow into nearby swamps, which means that when hurricanes and floods hit the city, and by 2050, the city is expected to experience historic flood levels once a century, the effects could be even more severe.